This pen is actually a gun, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to make it yourself. First, we're going to completely disassemble the pen. Start by taking off the cap. Next, twist the top off and push the ink cartridge out of the top piece. Then, take the ink cartridge and put it back into the pen and push the pen down on its tip. This will make the little piece on the end pop out. Once it's out, you can put it off to the side. We won't be using it for this project. To make the pen shoot, we will be using the explosive inside a party popper. So, take your party popper and pull the string out of the little loop. Be careful not to pull it too hard or it will be set off. Then, take the circle of cardboard on the bottom of the popper out and dump out all the confetti. And take out the second circle of cardboard at the top. Next, bend the stick at the top to make the plastic softer where the top meets the base of the popper. Once the plastic is semi-soft, take a knife and cut the top tube off, being careful not to rupture the explosive inside. Once you've cut it open, take a pair of pliers and use it to remove the explosive. Tweezers would also work for this step. Next, take the ink cartridge from the pen and cut the empty part of the tube off. This should make the string of the explosive just long enough to stretch from the base of the cartridge to the bottom of the plastic tip. Then take a hot glue gun and glue the string to the base of the plastic tip and let the glue dry. Once the glue is dried, take a knife and cut off all glue except for the part that is holding the string. The goal is to get it small enough so that the top piece can slide over it. Now is a good time to mention, I didn't actually come up with this concept. It was originally created by Jay Laser video about 10 years ago, but his design was garbage. To shoot his, you get to take the ink cartridge out of the pen and pull a string that was taped to the side of the pen. And to make it, you had to cut the ink cartridge in half, spilling ink everywhere. So I decided to make my own, better version. So the concept of this project was made by him, but the design is on me. Back to the tutorial. After you've cut off all excess glue, slide the top piece through the party popper and onto the ink cartridge, and slide it back to the top. It might be a little tricky to get it past the glue, and if you can't do it, try cutting the glue smaller. When doing this, try to push down from the top of the pen instead of pulling from the bottom, because as you can see, I pulled from the bottom, which caused the top to pop off, which spilled ink everywhere, which was not fun. Next, take some Scotch tape and wrap it around the explosive. The goal is to make it small enough to fit in the main body of the pen, but big enough to make it semi-difficult to slide down the main body. Once you have it at the right size, slide it, along with the ink cartridge, down the main body of the pen until the top of the pen is in its correct place. Now we are ready to load our projectile. I'm using the tip of an LED because I don't have any BBs. But if you have BBs, they would work much better. Next, take a thin sheet of paper, I'm using tissue paper, and shade part of it gray using a pencil. Then, use a hot glue gun to put a ring of glue around the end of the pen, put the piece of paper over it, and wait for it to dry. Once it dries, use scissors to cut off all extra paper and glue on the end of the pen, just leaving the circle of paper at the end, holding in the projectile. Then, put on the cap, and your pen gun is complete.